What if I told you that 87% of business owners are pricing their services completely backwards and it's costing them millions? Right now, while you're watching this, your competitors are charging 3 times what you charge for virtually the same service, and they're getting it. I'm David White, and in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to show you exactly why your cost plus pricing strategy is keeping you trapped in commodity hell, and how one CEO I work with increased their B2B fees by 300% in just 6 months, and their counterintuitive pricing framework that will position you as the premium choice in your market. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never think about pricing the same way again. Let me start with a question that might just make you mad. Are you pricing your services based on what it costs you to deliver them plus a margin? Because if you said yes, you've just admitted to being stuck in what I call the commodity trap. Here's what's happening in your market right now. While you're calculating your hourly rate based on your costs, your overhead, and what you think is fair, profit margin, your smartest competitors are pricing based on something completely different. They're pricing based on the value they create for their clients. Let me give you a real example. 2 marketing consultants, both equally qualified, both delivering social media strategies. A charges $150 per hour because that's what covers their costs plus a reasonable margin. B charges $15,000 per project because they position themselves as the specialist who helps B2B companies generate qualified leads through LinkedIn. Same work, same time investment. But consultant B is making 10 times more money. Why? Because they stopped selling time and started selling outcomes. The brutal truth is this. When you price based on costs, you're telling the market that you're a commodity. You're saying, I'm just like everyone else, so let's compete on price. And in a price war, everyone loses except the customer, until eventually the customer loses too. Now, let me tell you about Sarah, a business consultant who came to me completely frustrated. She was working 60-hour long weeks, barely breaking even, and constantly having to justify her $125 hourly rate to prospects. Sound familiar? Sarah's problem wasn't that she wasn't good at what she did. Her problem was that she was pricing like a commodity when she should have been pricing like a specialist. Here's what we did together. Instead of selling business consulting services, we repositioned Sarah as the go-to expert for manufacturing companies struggling with supply chain disruptions. Instead of charging by the hour, she started charging project fees based on the value she created. The transformation was remarkable. Within 6 months, Sarah increased her fees by 300%. She went from $125 per hour to $45,000 per project. Same Sarah, same expertise, but completely different positioning and pricing strategy. Now, the key insight. Sarah stopped selling her time and started selling solutions to expensive problems. When a manufacturing company is losing $100,000 a month due to supply chain issues, paying $45,000 to fix it isn't an expense. It's one of the best investments they'll ever make. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a psychological phenomenon at play that most service providers completely misunderstand. And it's called the price quality heuristic, and it's working against you every single day. When faced with uncertainty, and hiring a consultant is always uncertain, people use price as a signal of quality. The higher the price, the better the quality must be. This isn't just theory, it's been proven in study after study across every industry. So let me share a short story that perfectly illustrates this. A lawyer I know was struggling to attract high-end clients. He was charging $250 per hour, which he thought was competitive. But he was constantly losing deals to firms charging $500 to even $750 per hour. Now the problem? His pricing was signaling to the market that he was a budget option. When businesses need legal help, they don't want the cheapest lawyer. They want the best lawyer. And in their minds, the best lawyer charges premium rates. So what did he do? He doubled his rates overnight. Not gradually, not tentatively. He literally doubled them. And something amazing happened. His close rate went up. His clients started treating him with more respect. They followed his advice more readily, and his income tripled within a year. The lesson? Sometimes the fastest way to increase your revenue is to increase your prices. only if you understand the psychology behind premium positioning. Now, you might be thinking, David, this sounds great in theory, but how do I actually implement this? And the answer lies in what I call the specialist advantage. Generalists compete on price, specialists command premium fees. It's really that simple. Think about it this way. If you need brain surgery, do you go to a general practitioner or a neurosurgeon? Obviously, you go to the neurosurgeon and you expect to pay significantly more for their specialist expertise. The same applies to your business. The more specialized you become, the less price sensitive your market becomes. When you're the only person who can solve a specific problem, you can charge premium rates. So here's how to implement this strategy. First, identify a problem that a specific type of client faces. Not I help businesses grow, that's too broad. Instead, I help SaaS companies reduce customer churn in their first 90 days. That's specific. Second, become the undisputed expert in solving that problem. Create content, develop proprietary methodologies, gather case studies, position yourself as the go-to authority. And third, based on the value of solving that problem, not the cost of your time. If reducing churn by 15% saves a SaaS company $500K per year, charging $50K for your services isn't expensive. It's a bargain. Let me give you a practical framework you can use to implement value-based pricing starting today. Step 1, calculate the cost of the problem you solve. If you help restaurants reduce food waste, calculate how much food waste costs them per month. If you help law firms improve their case management, calculate the cost of inefficient processes. Step 2, determine your impact. What percentage improvement can you realistically deliver? If you can reduce food waste by 20% or improve case management efficiency by 30%, what's that worth in dollars and pounds? Step 3, price at a fraction of the value created. If you can save a restaurant 10 grand a month in food waste, charging 3 grand for your services isn't expensive. It's a 233% return on investment. Step 4, package your services as solutions, not time. Instead of $150 per hour for consulting, offer or create the Restaurant Profit Maximizer package for $8,500. Step 5, communicate value, not features. Don't tell them what you do, tell them what they get. Reduce food waste by 20% within 60 days is infinitely more compelling than food waste analysis and optimization. Here's the final piece of the puzzle, and it's the most important one. You need to shift your mindset from selling time to selling outcomes. When you sell time, you're limited by the hours in a day. When you sell outcomes, you're only limited by the value you can create. And here's the beautiful part. As you get better at what you do, you can create more value in less time, which means your effective hourly rate goes up automatically. Remember, your clients don't want to buy your time. They want to buy solutions to their problems. The faster and more effectively you can solve the problems, the more valuable you become. So here's my challenge to you. Stop pricing like a commodity and start pricing like the specialist you are. Stop selling time and start selling outcomes. Stop competing on price and start competing on value. If you want to dive deeper on this topic and learn the advanced strategies I use with my clients to command premium fees, I invite you to continue this conversation at my Substack, which is at theauthorityfigure.substack.com. That's where the real conversation happens, and you'll find premium levels of additional content that will take your pricing strategy to the next level. Or if you're ready to take action right now, you can book a complimentary authority assessment call at a time that suits your schedule via my Calendly link, which is somewhere near this video. You'll find there's limited slots available for focused, valuable discussions where we can discuss your specific situation and create a custom plan for your premium positioning. Remember, price for the problem you solve, not the work you do. Your clients are waiting to pay premium rates for premium solutions. The question is, are you ready to provide them?